Good morning, Michiana. Welcome to ABC 57 News. I'm Emily Pritchard. Well, what do you think about the 80s? We're finally hitting those digits today. ABC 57 First Warning Neighborhood meteorologist Tom Coombs joins us now outside with a look at that forecast. And Tom, sounds nice out there. A few birds chirping.
Yeah, birds chirping.
Developing today, several people are in court, including 23-year-old Quentin Burnley. Now, he's charged with causing serious bodily injury while operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated after hitting jogger Tiffany Brantley with his car. This all happened late last month. You'll remember this scene along Jefferson Boulevard. She is still recovering from the incident. A South Bend fire broke out last night and then rekindled overnight. ABC 57 first told you about this during the 11 o'clock news, and this morning, ABC 57's Eric Cox, he's been working to get new information for us. And Eric, what's the latest out there? And again, 3 people are dead after this shooting. One of them is the gunman. We continue to follow the story with ABC 57's Jasmine Norwood. She's live from the scene at the supermarket there on Bristol Street in Elkhart. And Jasmine, what do we know about the shooter?
And not so fast food. Drive-through times are actually slowing down. That's according to a recent study by QSR Magazine. Now, the study found the average drive-through wait time is actually nearly 181 seconds. The slowest was Chick-fil-A. It has an average time of nearly 204 seconds. And Wendy's was the fastest with an average wait time of nearly 134 seconds. And it looks like complex menu items are actually helping to add on that wait time. It does. It can take you a little while to choose with all those options out there for all of us.
Let's still put things into perspective. 134 seconds. We're still like getting under 2 minutes here.
Exactly. You're not waiting for a pot to boil or chicken to bake in the oven.
How fast do we want our food? Do you want it?
Well, we want it to be fast.
Do you want it before you even think you're hungry? Maybe we're gonna have like some microchips in our head. We're like, oh, that fast food will get here even faster now.
Yeah.
So
Foreshadowing, you never know.
I will tell you the forecast before you even need it, before you even walk out the door.
All
let you know
right,
what it's going to be like.
Right now, more than 50,000 people are without power in Michiana. Here's a look at those latest numbers that were just updated. Now, this morning in St. Joseph County, nearly 12,000 people are in the dark.
I finally changed my underwear, folks. Now shouldn't you?
Well, recognize that guy. The Naked Cowboy is sporting a new pair of pants, well, kind of pants, and is strutting around Times Square in his tidy whities. That's what he's known for. But it's now boxer briefs for Robert Burke. He started off on a shoestring budget, posing, of course, for tips while singing a few chords, but now has a deal with Fruit of the Loom and photos hanging high above Times Square. And he is actually sporting their no ride-up leg and getting a few dollars, I'm sure, for doing it from Fruit of the Loom. So good for him.
You know, people may have thought, well, that's ridiculous. You're going to Times Square, you're going to sing in your underwear. What money's going to be in that? Well,
yeah, it didn't turn out. Yeah, I'm sure there were a lot of naysayers in the beginning, but I would say it hasn't turned out so bad for him.
The big underwear dollar is just rolling in for the guy.
Yeah, it worked for Michael Jordan, and Hanes. So, what about that?
There you go. And if you're Fruit of the Loom, it's as good as a billboard.
Yeah, and probably cheaper than one in Times Square, I would assume.
Cheaper in Times Square as well.
And you've got to listen to this story. The Broncos, they hit the water yesterday as part of their last media session before the big game. Well, you'd probably guess it was a nice day out on the water. Take a look at that boat as the team relaxed. Well, instead, several players reported feeling ill. Many players said they simply got seasick. Glad to know it's not just the rest of us. Well, several reports have surfaced that players weren't happy about the NFL's decision to host the events on a yacht. Peyton Manning was quoted as saying, quote, "I wasn't prepared for a rocking cruise ship. There's always a wrinkle, I guess."
And Sunday's severe weather also caused a few hiccups on the gridiron.
Due to the inclement weather, the game will be temporarily suspended.
That's right, you heard it there. A tornado warning had fans and players seeking cover as storms passed over Soldier Field during the Bears-Ravens game. Now, the Ravens were actually up 10-0 in the first quarter when officials suspended play because of that severe weather.
Developing this morning, we are continuing to follow the Elkhart Martin shooting that left 3 people, including the gunman, dead. This morning, we're hearing from his neighbors. That's 22-year-old shooter Sean Bear on your screen, who they say that actually doesn't surprise them at all that he would do this. This morning, ABC 57 has team coverage again, including ABC 57's Eric Seltzer, who talked with police. But we start with Eric Cox, who spoke to those neighbors. Hey, Eric. Thank you, Eric. And we are all faced with the errand of going to the grocery store. That's why this shooting is so horrific. Inside those aisles, we're often on a time crunch, rushing in and out. But Wednesday night's shooting came down to real numbers, seconds and minutes that ended 2 victims' lives and saved many others.
Store closed is etched on Martin's supermarket, but on Wednesday night, about 15 people found themselves inside the same store. 22-year-old Sean Bear walked in.
The suspect, who's deceased, Sean Walter Bear, entered the store at approximately 9:30 p.m.
For about a half hour, he walked around the aisles, police say texting or talking on the phone.
At approximately 10:05 p.m., things started to change.
Bear killed 20-year-old store stalker Crystal Dykes. 10:06. Bear fires at another female Martin's employee, misses, and luckily, she was able to escape.
Mr. Bear walked to the west end of the store, and that's when he saw his next victim.
10:07. He comes face to face with his second victim, 44-year-old Rochelle Godfrey, who was just running errands in the final minutes of her life. He shot her several times. At that same time, 2 minutes after Bear first fired his .40 caliber semi-automatic handgun, police were called. And at 10:08, as they rushed to the scene, Bear encountered one of the last people left inside the supermarket, a manager who was held hostage.
He asked him to go to his knees. You could see the manager there in a praying position.
By 10:10, help arrived.
And the suspect is able to pick up, through his peripheral vision, the 2 officers coming in the store.
The manager escapes. The officers come within 10 to 15 feet of Bear, firing 7 to 10 shots at the suspect, killing him, closing the store for an investigation into what led Bear through these doors in the first place.
Just coming into the newsroom, ABC 57 has learned the Elkhart Bristol Street store will remain closed until further notice. That's according to Martin's Supermarkets. Now, there is a vigil planned for the 2 victims in that shooting. A candlelight vigil will be held at that same Martin's location this Saturday at 8 o'clock. That's, of course, again on East Bristol Street in Elkhart. The public is welcome and, of course, asked to attend. Thanks for joining us here on ABC 57 News. I'm Emily Pritchard.
And I'm Tom Coombs.
And stick around for Good Morning America. That is up next.